You're listening to The Pete Sheppard Show.
Play number 13 on this drive, tossed to McCaffrey, gets blocking, and a touchdown.
Not deep, 25 seconds remaining. Forster can't contain, and here's a chance to seal the deal. Kucherov in, puts it across, Brandon Hagel, empty net goal. That's gonna do it.
Hagel along the board, centers, Greer shoots, he scores again. It's a two-goal night. A.J. Greer.
Hey, I did a little sample of some play-by-play stuff that happened last night. What a horrible, pathetic football game where the biggest hit all night came at the end with a punch to the groin. More on that later. Good morning, it's the Pete Sheppard Show. A couple of good hockey wins for Tampa Bay and the Panthers. And we got tons of college football, tons of NFL news to tell you about. Let's get it going. It's a terrific Tuesday here. It's sort of like a Thursday, isn't it? Because tomorrow's like a Friday because everybody's off Thursday and Friday for the most part. For the most part as we approach the Thanksgiving this week. And welcome everybody to the Pete Sheppard Show here on the Coastal Sports Digital Network. How is everybody doing today? Thanks for checking me out across the video platform. Following me on at PShep326 on Twitter and X. Also on YouTube. Kick, Rumble, CSDN Florida, Instagram, LinkedIn, the great Odyssey app, and at SR1029 The Game, SR1029thegame.com. Call or text the show 727-858-6650. Actually, can't call today because Angel Martinez is still a little under the weather, so he is off today. One guest today coming up at 8 o'clock, Bill Burt. We'll get the injury updates on Jared Wilson and Will Campbell for the Patriots, as well as some other exciting NFL stuff. We look forward to football on Thanksgiving weekend as well. Huge week coming up in college football. Obviously on Saturday, it's Michigan and Ohio State. The U is going up to Pittsburgh where it'll be 35 degrees. The shill Notre Dame fans are still out there opining. You know what the problem is that, and now that the Hurricanes are back to being fully healthy and they've obliterated teams 3 weeks in a row, is that, C.J. Daniels is back, Fletcher's back at running back, Pringle is being unbelievable, Marion is emerging as one of the best receivers in the country, and the defense is the defense. They're one of the tops in all of college football. There's no question about it with Medeiros and Bain. Nobody wants to play Miami. Nobody wants to play them, and I can't wait to see the College Football Playoff Committee tonight and the hypocrisy that will follow. We'll see if they punish Utah for allowing 427 yards on the ground to a Kansas State team that is mediocre to bad at best. We'll see if they plop them ahead of Miami anyway in the college. I don't care about the AP poll and the college football poll don't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. My gut feeling is for now they'll keep Miami at where they are because we're not at playoff time. And they can still get to the ACC championship. We're not at conference championship time yet. They could essentially still get there if they win, obviously, and there's a couple of scenarios that can get them in the title game. But even if they're not in the title game, I still think they have a very good chance to get there as they keep doing what they're doing. Just got to go to Pittsburgh, got to win. It's going to be a tough game in 35 degrees up there. At former Heinz Field, whatever it's called now, Acrisure Stadium. Anyway, lots to tell you about. What a horrible football game last night. Was that terrible? Just absolutely awful. God, a snooze fest. I fell asleep in the second half, so I just saw the shenanigans that happened after the game this morning. But Christian McCaffrey was absolutely outstanding last night. So we're going to run through the end. We went through recap last night's game. We're going to get to a lot of NFL locker room sound. This Shadur Sanders thing, stop it, please. I want to see the kid do well. This is not an anti-Shadur Sanders. Everybody pumped the brakes. He was 11 for 20. He had a couple of nice throws. Did something that no other rookie has done in his first start for the Browns in a long time. I understand all that. You also played the shit Las Vegas Raiders. And let me tell you something. The rude awakening, even though it's going to be a short week for the 49ers, is going to come this week for Shadur Sanders when he goes up against that defense. All right, so the same people that are like, oh, they're all about Kevin Stefanski didn't give him a game ball. He didn't give Dylan Gabriel a game ball either, the first win he had either. I think people get so caught up. And Shadur Sanders now is like this lightning rod. We'll hear from him. He's confident. He's a little cocky. That's fine. I still don't think he knows his history all that much when he talks about how there are a lot of rookie quarterbacks in this situation, sort of struggle. And yeah, usually some do, but others haven't. Others haven't, like Andrew Luck, like Dan Marino, like Patrick Mahomes, who had to sit behind Alex Smith for a year, even though he was the better player. But look, Shadur Sanders, the rude awakening is going to come on Sunday when we take out the 49ers, okay? I'm glad he did. I mean, if I saw those numbers and you didn't have Shadur Sanders on there, would you? It was okay. It was okay. You're against the Raiders, the worst team in the league that my Patriots lost to in week 1, incredibly. But everybody pumped the brake on Shadur Sanders. I'm not saying he's going to be good or he's the bright future or it's not going to be the bright future. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't know. But after 11 of 20 with 1 interception and a touchdown, only got sacked 1 time, made a couple of nice throws out of the 20 that he made. For 202 yards. 1 went for 60-something. That was a yak catch. But that's all right. They beat the Raiders. They get out to a 14-0 lead and 124. Okay. Wonderful. You beat the Raiders. Yay. Let's see what happens against San Francisco this week. I'm just saying, let's just, like any rookie quarterback. Same thing with J.J. McCarthy out there. Now he's in concussion protocol. This is basically his rookie year. And guess what? Overall, he hasn't been good at all. He hasn't been that good. He had a drive a couple of weeks ago against the Bears, and the special teams let him down. But, it's his rookie year. He's had more downs than ups. He hasn't been very good. So we'll see what happens. I'm just telling you, this Shadur Sanders, everybody's just, and then, of course, everybody's going to make it some sort of a racial issue, as always, with anything else. I don't care about that nonsense. All I care about, him stay healthy, and I hope he does well. I do feel badly for some Browns fans out there. I do. But I think the rude awakening is coming. I think they're going to get smacked by San Francisco this week. And then you're going to hear, and it'll just be the opposite. All the praises he got this week, you're going to hear, oh, see what happens when he plays it good. He's a rookie. It's his second start. Please. They should keep him in there the rest of the year. See what he's got. If he can stay reasonably healthy. We'll hear from Kevin Stefanski about starting him as well. All right, let's get it going from last night. We got a lot to discuss here on the Pete Sheppard Show. Probably be a shorter show today up until 9 o'clock. Bill Burt will join me at 8:05. We'll do NBA, NHL rundown as well. But some of the before we get to the game, some of the highlights show Baker Mayfield's MRI shows no additional damage to the shoulder. So Dylan Gabriel is cleared to play, as I just said, but Shadur Sanders will start QB for the Browns versus the 49ers. Joey Burrow expected to start for the Bengals on Thanksgiving Day versus the Ravens in his first game since week 2. And there are other people out there that are like, he shouldn't play the rest of the year. That is bullshit. This is not the NBA. This is not load management. Go play. Now, Chris Canty this morning on Sportsmanlike had a ridiculous over-the-top take that he still thinks the Bengals can make the playoffs with Joey Burrow at quarterback. The quarterback overall has not really been the issue. Your defense stinks. They're not making the playoffs. They're going to come anything close to that with that defense. They might win a couple of games here and there. And they might even beat Baltimore on Thanksgiving night. I don't like the Ravens. I don't like how they look offensively. I think Lamar Jackson is more banged up than we think. But come on, Chris Canty. The Bengals are going to make the postseason. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The Vikings, as I said, put J.J. McCarthy on concussion protocol. Jaden Daniels going to practice this week, but he's a long shot to play against the Broncos as well. All right, let's get to last night. This was a hideous game. Absolutely hideous. And we'll get to what happened at the end. Brock Purdy, who sucked last night overall. Just 3 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass. And Young wasn't much better. He had 2 interceptions and a touchdown. It was just a bad game. McCaffrey was a star by far, obviously. Here's Brock Purdy as the 49ers go up 7-0 in the first.
16 touchdowns, 19 trips. Here's Jennings. And he's going to take it in after breaking tackles. Touchdown 49ers.
Yes, that made it 7-0. Thanks to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman last night on the call on ESPN. Let me see. There's just not a highlights in here. Here's a CMC rushing in for a touchdown in the third.
Play number 13 on this drive. Toss to McCaffrey. Gets blocking and a touchdown.
17-3. Here's Bryce Young. His touchdown pass to McMillan.
Little shoulder fake. End zone shot. He's got the rookie. Touchdown McMillan. And the Panthers are back in it.
Yeah, that made it to 17-9. A missed extra point. That was it. San Fran adds another field goal. This was a hideous game. We'll get to the shenanigans in a second. Here is Kyle Shanahan on Purdy's 3 interceptions.
Can't throw behind him when you are. You got to put it in front of him, and he had a little behind him on all 3, and all 3 of those corners made him pay.
You feel like you need to say anything to him at halftime, or you just assume he's gonna figure it out?
No, he's all right. I communicated with him throughout the game and at halftime, but nothing big. Mick's dealing with him throughout the game too, and Brock was fine. Just 3 throws he'd like to take back.
Does that make you hesitant? I mean, after 3 throws and rapid succession to kind of throw the ball downfield?
Yeah, you got to always. You got to think about all of it and why it's happening. It makes me a lot more hesitant if they're all bad decisions and stuff. But he was seeing it right. They were all really good decisions. He just missed the throw on them. So, I think it is a lot worse when you feel like he's not making the right decisions.
All righty. Meanwhile, here's Dave Canales. He had a funny answer about, bad coaching again by Canales in this game, I think. I don't know. Explains first and goal call in the first half, which turned into a Carolina
great action. He had Mitch open in the back half, and there's an option he could take off and run it into the front pylon. He saw Mitch, and right when he turns back in, they had a defender on the edge who popped out and intercepted it. At that time, he made a great play on the ball, but we've been running the ball there in that situation, and felt like we could get another chance to run at it if we didn't get the completion on that roll. But I like the call. It was an aggressive call, a play action that we had opportunities on, and unfortunately came out with an interception.
Yeah, no. I don't think it was a good call at all. But anyway, that might have changed the whole dynamic of the game. But I had a bad game last night in Monday Night Football. Bad game. Now, the frustration from the loss for the 49ers contributed to a spat. Carolina safety, Trayvon Mooring. And this kind of crap has got to stop in the NFL. It's just childish. It's like a bunch of 8-year-olds. Oh, this is so stupid. So again, Carolina safety Trayvon Mooring hitting San Francisco receiver Juwan Jennings in the nuts after a run play late in the game. And then Jennings responded with a punch to the helmet after the game. And here's some stuff. Here's how it sounded last night on ESPN. Let me just find it. And here we go.
Both offensive tackles are in there, and that is Trayvon Merritt, who gets that shot to the face from Juwan Jennings before these two teams leave the field.
Yeah, obviously there's something that happened during the ball game or throughout the course of the game that Juwan Jennings.
Yeah, got hit in the nuts. Here's Kyle Shanahan fully backing Juwan Jennings.
Yeah, the guy took a cheap shot and hit him in the balls, and I was real proud of Juwan for not losing his mind out there and getting him to the sideline.
Yep. There you have it. Sums it up right there. Here's Panthers head coach Dave Canales on the Mooring incident after the game.
Yeah, as you know, we've just been kind of talking to the team and wrapping up the day, but that'll be a conversation that I'll dig into.
Will you try to talk to him tonight?
Yeah, I'll talk to him tonight, and I want to make sure I'll have a chance right now to look at the film and to see what happened.
It's ridiculous. Here's Mooring. Think his sucker punch to 49ers Jennings was justified.
It is what it is, man. I'm going to speak on it too much more, So, okay.
And there you go. Biggest hits of the night. Punch to the balls and a smack to the head at the end of the game. Great, wonderful, horrible win. Good. Any win's a good win. Don't care about sexy. It was just it was a bad football game last night. 20-9. 20-9. The 49ers beat the Carolina Panthers. All right, Dylan Gabriel cleared to play, but Shadur Sanders going to start quarterback for the Browns versus the 49ers. And here's Kevin Stefanski yesterday.
Well, obviously, first start for any young quarterback. You're always going to make sure that the operation is how you want it. And I thought by and large was good. There's things that we can clean up. And obviously that goes on all of us. That's coaches, that's the players, the quarterback, where we can clean up some of our operation. But I thought communication was really good throughout the day with him. And then, like you mentioned, the big plays down the field. Obviously that first one to IB was very, very high degree of difficulty with that play. Are there things that he can do better? Absolutely. We've already talked about that with him. He has the mentality that he will, make the adjustments to the speed of the game, make the adjustments to what people are giving us to make those improvements.
Here's more from head coach Kevin Stefanski saying Shedeur Sanders will indeed start Sunday versus the 49ers.
Shedeur will start this week. Obviously, number one job of a quarterback is to win. So excited to get that first win under his belt. And then next thing is improvement. And that's what young players do. Certainly young quarterbacks do. You get one game better, and that's just from working at it. So that'll be our focus.
Okay. All right. He beats the 49ers. I'll be extremely impressed. Extremely impressed. All right. Meanwhile, Joe Burrow expected to start for the Bengals on Thanksgiving Day. Here's Zach Taylor.
Well, the fight, I mean, it is what it is. We don't appreciate losing. It's an awful feeling, sick. But our guys, they just keep showing up, man. They keep doing a great job during the course of the week. They keep practicing their tails off. They're giving everything they can on the field. We just came up short. You saw a different game. You saw guys that have played all year for us. You saw guys that came in there and got their first opportunity. You saw guys that came in there on a one-play notice. And guys just kept fighting, and we thought we were going to win the game, and we came up short. And it's a sickening feeling. But you can't question the fight for 1 second, and at some point that's going to pay off for us.
Yeah, no, you weren't going to beat the Patriots. It wasn't going to happen. You had a 10-0 lead. It was eviscerated in a matter of minutes. Come on. But anyway, Chase Brown, he's very happy about the return of Joey Burrow this week.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's thinking about it. He's kind of at that time of his recovery where, it could be any week now. So that's really up to him and, the training staff and, people that have been working closely with him throughout his recovery process. But, I mean, it could be any week. He's been out of practice. He's, taken a lot of reps with us and team periods. So,
all right. I forgot to play Shedeur Sanders after the Cleveland stuff with Stefanski, but here was Shedeur Sanders yesterday. Take from this what you will.
Everybody could analyze. Everybody could say everything from sideline. You could watch TV, everything. You could talk on TV, whatever you want to do. But until you get out there and you do it, then it's different. Going out there, with, only practicing with the $100 and everything, like, that's different. It's a lot of vet quarterbacks, that had their time and everything that were backups and was able to get thrown in the game and be all right. But I don't think that's like that in their rookie year. That's a difference, Like that's different, and I'm thankful for that experience because that helped me get to where I am today. That helped me go into the game very comfortable, knowing that they got a great defense with the Ravens, knowing the different looks, how they could be confusing to the naked eye. But that's why during the game I was smiling so much because I'm like, oh yeah, if this what it is, I know I'm gonna be able to accept that challenge and move forward one day and be able to have success. So that's the mentality I went with going and prepping for this week.
All right, and that's fine, but his history is off. Not surprised by all the younger guys in the league. It used to be where all the younger guys in the league knew the history of the game, and he's wrong when he says some rookies were thrown in, and usually does take a while, but there have been exceptions. Dan Marino was an obvious exception, so was Andrew Luck, there's no question about it, and Patrick Mahomes to a degree as well, because he had to sit behind Alex Smith for a year, even though Patrick Mahomes was considered the better quarterback throughout the entire season. But whatever. It's just Shedeur Sanders, okay, I think you're in for a rude awakening this week against the 49ers. It is a complete opposite of the pathetic team that you played this week. I'm glad you had if 11 of 20 with one touchdown, one interception for 202 yards and an 87.4 rating, okay, fine. Now, when those numbers are likely to to head drastically downward this week when you play the 49ers. I don't want to hear the same people that are putting him high on a pedestal start shitting all over him, because I expect the Browns to lose, even though it's 49ers off a short week. I forget where the game's being played, but I think it's in Cleveland, and that's fine. But I think Shadur Sanders and the Browns will be in for a rude away. It should be a very low-scoring game. I mean, the Browns have a good defense. Browns had 10 sacks last week against the pathetic Raiders. 10 sacks. You know, that's you got to factor all that stuff in. All right, let's continue here. Vikings are putting J.J. McCarthy in concussion protocol. Here's Kevin O'Connell, the head coach.
J.J. McCarthy, over the course of our travel home, reported some kind of symptoms and in regards to his head, and we wanted to get back here once we kind of heard that. He was evaluated last night, and after completing those tests, our training staff and doctors and medical team have decided that the right place for him is to put him into the protocol for now, and he'll go through that process this week, and didn't have any early updates other than that he's in the protocol now. He's been in meetings and here today in the building, and we'll update you guys as we go.
All right, there's more from Kevin O'Connell. Has a ton of confidence in Max Brosmer.
Kevin, I see you have to still wait for the process to play out, but if Max did have to start on Sunday, what is your confidence level with him?
A ton of confidence in Max. All he's done since he's been here is show up every single day and respond and answer the bell, whether it's stepping in, for some reps when guys were dinged up previously this year with the first group, or, if you look at it from a standpoint of what his absorption of the offense was and throughout his first day here all the way through training camp, playing in some of those games, playing against the Titans first team unit, in that preseason game defensively, and moving the team and getting the ball out and seeing things at a veteran level type of eye progression. I think, we all have a lot of confidence in Max. Ideally, you'd love to, have a bunch of runway for him to continue on his journey. But I know Max will prepare like crazy, like he does every week. He's been a snap away here since Carson went on IR, and I know he feels very much prepared if called upon, and he's going to go about the week as he's been doing, which is important for a guy that is one snap away as a young player. How many reps can we steal? Pre-practice, post-practice, he does all the little things to try to get himself ready. If he were to be called upon, and that may be indeed this week, we don't know yet, but we've got to prepare our team for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, and I'm looking at another video, and I brought this up earlier, I think, but Kevin Stefanski didn't say squat. I've already said I'm not going to play it, but you know the drill. Kevin Stefanski didn't give a mention or even mention Gabriel, give him a game ball during their first win against Miami, Gabriel's first win. So all this stuff that Stefanski somehow didn't really single out Shadur Sanders is now, the shit hitting the fan over there, and he's being disrespected already. I mean, just knock it off, people. Stop reaching for shit that doesn't exist. Look what because I already heard, look what Stefanski did for Dylan Gabriel. He didn't do anything for Dylan Gabriel. It's just not a black-white issue. It's not. I know some of you out there, not my audience, but I know a lot of the national pundits out there want to make it that way because Kevin Stefanski didn't mention Shadur Sanders, who was 11 of 20 with 1 touchdown and 1 interception against the pathetic Raiders. And when Dylan Gabriel beat the pathetic Miami Dolphins, Stefanski didn't mention him at all or give him a game ball either. It's not that big a deal, everybody. Stop reaching for shit that doesn't exist. It's just unbelievable. Speaking of reaching for shit that doesn't exist, Steve, by the way, we're going to get to the Jordan Hudson, Pablo Torre story as well. This is absolutely hysterical. Jordan Hudson, I bet, I sent out a tweet to her last time. I mean, sue me. Sue me, please. Sue me, because I think you are pathetic. Now, the media's kind of made you more pathetic, but you keep stepping in dog poop the whole time. And in my opinion, you've ruined what was once a great man in Bill Belichick. Of course, he's responsible as well. He's probably going to be one and done in North Carolina. So pack your bags, sweetie, because you'll be moving. Because I don't think he's going to survive the year at North Carolina. He'll be fired after the season is over. Quite frankly, I'm surprised he made it this far. But Jordan Hudson, your lawsuit against Pablo Torre has zero chance of probably not even finding a courtroom. But if it did, you'll be a laughingstock. And they are going to dig up some more shit on you than you could possibly imagine. So go ahead. Go try to sue Pablo Torre. And first of all, her accusations have been already proven wrong anyway, which I'll get to in a second. But my God, you're not a nice person. I think you think you're entitled. I don't know what it is. It's got to be the passion in the bedroom. There's no reason why a 74-year-old man is sticking around with a 25, 26-year-old girl. Sex must be off the chart. That's the only reason. Because you cannot sit there and take her seriously, the shit that comes out of her mouth about Bill and whatever else. So good for you. Great in the bedroom, fine. Fantastic. Oh, and you're one hell of an adult cheerleader, too. That's real good. Love that stuff. Speaking of people making shit up, Stephen A. Smith with his nonsense and his fake apology about Drake May and being a liar and everything else. Here's Mike Vrabel yesterday on the Greg Hill Show on WEI talking about Stephen A.
Right through it.
Yeah, damn it.
Stephen A. Smith wants to know if you could put First Take on in the weight room for the guys.
We don't have. I don't even know if the TVs work in the weight room.
Okay.
We're getting a new building, so we'll make sure that the audio and everything works. And
I mean, it is
and
the
that's
number one
good.
show in
is it?
In
I find that
it's
hard
number
to
one
believe.
20 years. 20 years.
I find that hard, but I mean, it's not the Sports Center that I grew up with.
Yeah, no, it's a lot different. Yeah.
Now Stephen A. will, Stephen A. throws us we're the number one show, and that's like you're not. The Price is Right gets 8 to 9 times more ratings than First Take does. How about Cam Newton? I don't know if you saw Cam Newton. I didn't watch it live. Cam Newton was 10 minutes late to the show yesterday. Doesn't even know what time he's supposed to be on. I guess he was, quote unquote, stuck in traffic. I guess he's not. He's never driven in traffic before. All right, we continue here on the Pete Sheppard Show on the Coastal Sports Digital Network. It's just unbelievable. By the way, we're going to hear from Mario Cristobal as well. We're going to hear from Mike McDaniel too, from the Hurricanes and the Dolphins, respectively. We saw yesterday, as predicted by young officer Sean, or Deputy Sean, that finally the Giants, they fired Shane Bowen. It was about a couple hours after young Sean was on with us. It was great. I was thinking of him. Kevin Petullo in Philadelphia. Could he be next? I don't know. We've seen Brian Kelly get canned from the Raiders, and rightly so. Olsen's going to be calling the offense for the Raiders, and Pete Carroll, who's, I don't know how Tom Brady and company retained him at the end of the season. Arizona Cardinals coach Jonathan Gannon says he won't make any staff changes.
Not necessarily, but just play calling duties, different things like that. Try to.
Yeah. When we look at those games that you're talking about, we evaluate everything that we're doing. And then we implement certain things to try to fix problems that keep showing up over and over. That's what anybody would do. But I believe in our process and our people. And to change for the sake of change, to think that you're going to get a different result, I don't believe in that where we're at right now. I think these games that are down score games, you can look at a couple plays here or there, but I showed the defense the first drive, of the game. They're backed up, and 5 plays later it's 7-0, and really not for anything schematically that they did. So those are the things that I point out, that it's like, hey, let's fix these day one install plays on a sail route, on a stretch play, on a 4-way post wheel, 3-out man-to-man zone beater that we're in man-to-man. Let's do those a little bit better. You know what I mean? So, and then in critical moments, do we have the right thought process, and can we execute? I think we have the right thought process, and I've seen us execute. We just got to do it at a little higher level.
All right, let's move on. John Harbaugh playing on Thanksgiving or Christmas Day, and he said, I mean, the Ravens are in action this week. They will host the They will host the Cincinnati Bengals on Thursday night.
It's an honor to play Thanksgiving or Christmas, and I think I said Christmas is I think I've said Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. I love Christmas, and it's probably the most important one, or that or Easter. But Thanksgiving is like, it's just the cooking part of it. I do the cleanup, like I said, so you don't have to really buy gifts. You don't have to worry about it. You just kind of watch football and enjoy being around one another and eat. I mean, who doesn't like eating? It's a great holiday.
It is because it's the best holiday, right? We all know that. It is the best holiday. And whether there's pluses or minuses, whether one wants to go out or stay in or whatever. And I still don't know what we're doing yet, to be honest with you. I'm trying to figure it all out. Anyway, here's the Bears' Ben Johnson speaks on having all the players game ready no matter their role.
Well, this is kind of what I'm accustomed to. It's where I've been in the past. This is what happens this time of year. Guys go down and someone else has to step up. And so the vision has been from the time we ended training camp that if you're a special teams player on the 53, be ready to be starting at some point on offense or defense. And likewise, if you're a practice squad player, be ready to be called up. We've tried to develop them over the course of the year. Our coaching staff, I think they do a really good job of not just coaching the guys that are going to be playing on Sunday, but making sure we're coaching the show teams as well.
All right, let's move on. Here is Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City quarterback, by the way, in case you didn't know. This is from the Kansas City webpage on team getting better.
Yeah, I mean, we're still not where we want to be at, but this was big, getting that win against a really good football team, kind of proving it to ourselves that we can play this kind of football game where it's not always pretty. And I think now he's got to build up that momentum. It's going to be a short week. We're playing a good team in the Cowboys, and they can score some points, and they got a lot of great players. And so it's about rebounding fast, trying to be better, even better this next week, going into a big environment, big game, and trying to get that win. It's going to be a lot of fun going to Dallas and getting to play on Thanksgiving.
That game will be very highly rated for many reasons. One, the Cowboys have become interesting again. It's going to be real interesting. I think they're a 3-point underdog. Actually, let me just check real quick. And that's the 4:25 game. We know the Packers are at the Lions this week. That's the early game at 1 o'clock, not 12:30, but 1 o'clock. Detroit's a 2.5-point favorite. Total is 48.5. I'll have my pigskin picks tomorrow, by the way. At some point, since we have no show on Thursday and Friday this week. Chiefs at the Cowboys, you've got Kansas City's favored by 3 on the road. The total is 52.5, and I think that's going to be a high-scoring game. And then the Ravens are a 7-point favorite at home against the Cincinnati Bengals, and the total there is 52.5. Of course, there's a game on Friday, don't forget. Besides all the great college football action on rivalry week, it's Bears at Angels, Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia is favored by 7 in this one at home, and the total is 44.5. That's a 3 p.m. start. And that game, that game's on Prime. That game's on Prime. So the other ones, the Packers at the Lions is on Fox. Chiefs at the Cowboys is on CBS. And then on NBC and Peacock, it's the Bengals and the Ravens on Thursday night. As we continue here, sounds from the locker room yesterday or the podium, whatever. Here's Pete Carroll, head coach of the Raiders, on Greg Olsen taking over for his OC.
This game plan, and we're getting going. He's going to be the play caller, and we haven't finalized the workings of anything past that at this point, but our guys are game planning and getting after it right now.
Pete, so also is the play call.
Okay, Pete Carroll, yeah, that'll get you right back on track, no question about it. Here's the New Orleans Saints. They play at Hard Rock this week as well against the Miami Dolphins. What a thrilling game that's going to be. Good God, 2 pathetic teams. Even though Miami's playing a tad better lately, still, it's just pathetic. But here's Kellen Moore's full comments on hosting Justin Tucker for a tryout.
Well, I think that's all part of the visit and the conversations that you have to have as you go through this, just like a lot of players. there's the field component of this thing that you get guys in here to evaluate them, but also there's, you just want to get to know the people and get to know, maybe a circumstance here and there. And certainly, he had a suspension in the league. He's served that suspension. Obviously, there's some information to collect. Obviously, our personnel group will do a really good job of collecting all the information, having the conversations we have to have as we go through this. But this will be a workout, and we'll see how all that stuff takes place.
Okay. All righty. Should be very interesting. What a horrible game that is on the Hard Rock. That'll be probably more Saints fans than Dolphins. Who's going to go see that on Sunday? That's terrible. Probably able to get tickets for like $10, $20 before kickoff if you wait that long. Giants yesterday fired Shane Bowen. Mike Kafka says it was solely his decision.
Mike, were these your decisions alone, or who did you work with on this?
Yeah, my decision to make this move.
He talked about the timing of it.
What changed since last night? I believe you were asked, I wasn't there, but I believe you were asked last night about Shane, and you said he had a lot of confidence in Shane going forward.
I just had an opportunity to watch the tape, look back at a few weeks, watch a lot of the defense, watch a lot of what was kind of going on, the communication, and just felt like this was the right time to do it. When I got the job, quickly, I didn't want to make a lot of rash decisions and jump to anything really quick. I wanted to have some time to sit back, evaluate it, look at it, and kind of figure out what the best thing to do was. So, wanted to be calculated in how I handled it, and I thought that today was the right time.
I think 4 or 5 weeks ago might have been the right time. But anyway, the Giants will be in Foxborough on Monday night to take on the Patriots, and that should be a lot of fun. Aaron Glenn for the Jets, not a lot of fun, asked about Breece Hall not being on the field for 4th and 2 and how he manages the Jets' personnel rotations.
Aaron, I understand Breece can't play every play, and you got running backs that have roles, but I think some people would look at 4th and 2. 4th and 2 yesterday, you go, okay, why isn't Breece on the field? Because he's probably your best threat run pass. He keeps the defense guessing.
Yeah.
What can you just tell us, how you manage that rotationally, and are there situations where you got to go, I need my best guys on the field?
Yeah, that's a good question also. But I would say this. We trust all of our guys that we have that's on the field. If you look at Isaiah and you look at his yards per carry, man, he's doing a really good job running the ball too. So I think he's also a threat with the ball in his hands also.
Nobody on the Jets is a threat.
That, we have out there, we trust those guys to go make plays. I think AD did a hell of a job making a move on their corner and actually winning on that. I mean, obviously he didn't get the ball. The ball went towards Mitch. But, man, even in that situation, man, we trust Mesh to go and win that one-on-one situation. But the guys that we have on the field, man, we trust those guys to go out there and make plays. So we know for a fact they've made plays for us.
Not a lot, really. I mean, just stop the shenanigans. Please, Jets, stop the shenanigans. You play the pathetic Falcons at home. Falcons played a lot better than people thought, even though I picked them against New Orleans this week. But, look, the Jets are 2-9. The Falcons are 4-7. I don't know. Kirk Cousins. The Jets, I would probably Atlanta's a 2.5-point favorite. I might take the Jets in that one tomorrow. But I mean, just stop it, Aaron Glenn, with all your bullshit. It's this, that. It's all fake. Your team's terrible, absolutely terrible. You're going nowhere. You got a whole bunch of draft picks. You guys will screw that up too. We all know it. It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. Cam Ward spoke to the media, the quarterback from the U, who's now quarterbacking the Tennessee Titans with that pathetic offensive line, but says it's a blessing to be in a position to help people over the holidays.
It's awesome for the rookies to get out here, do what we need to do for the community to help them in need. But it's a joy to be out here, especially on one of our off days. We get a chance to help somebody else.
What was your assignment in line? What were you passing out?
I was passing out the corn.
Yeah.
We all had different assignments. Gunner had the turkey. The grave right beside me. Callie had the turkey. So we all had to give out a little bit of something of everything.
How much?
It is a blessing because I came from a fortunate situation, both having two parents in my household. But it's awesome to do something little for somebody that can go a long way. Be able to bless them with a meal.
All right, there's all your NFL sound. Now, before we go to break, this is interesting. I haven't heard this video yet, but Pablo Torre says, "Hi, Jordan. Any idea why your screenshot looks like this after you adjust the exposure and highlights?" And this guy, Johnny, who is this? Johnny Blanco, provided the below video, was asked about the Adobe Photoshop. Oh, it's just, I'm sorry. I thought there was, but there's just some inaccurate material, one of many inaccurate and materially defamatory reports by Pablo Torre. And she's just wrong. She's just absolutely making shit up. You know, it's just unbelievable. Good luck. Good luck with your court case. I wonder if any lawyer is dumb enough to even take it. I suppose if you give them a retainer fee, any one of them will take it, but ridiculous. All right, quick break, and when we come back, lots of college football sound for you. We're going to hear from from Mario Cristobal from the Miami Hurricanes. We'll also hear from Miami Dolphin head coach Mike McDaniel, as well as they get ready to host the New Orleans Saints in front of 20 people at Hard Rock. But the Hurricanes will be on the road, 35 degrees in Pittsburgh, noon ABC on Saturday. We'll hear from him. And lots more NBA, NHL rundown as well. Bill Burke coming up from the Eagle Tribune at 8:05 right here on the Pete Sheppard Show on the Coastal Sports Digital Network.
Hi, folks. This is Gerard Moynihan of Moynihan Lumber, and I would like you to know that our company has been selling Anderson windows for over 60 years. See the complete line of Anderson windows at any of our 3 locations in North Reading, Beverly, or in Plastown, New Hampshire, or at MoynihanLumber.com.
Hey everybody, it's Pete Sheppard from the Coastal Sports Network. Want to tell you about my good friend Lou DiMuzio and his company. Lou is the president and founder of Ace Technology Advisors. They're big-time tech specialists. At ATA, they're able to craft, implement, and manage the best and most appropriate solution for your business. They leverage their industry-leading experience and their portfolio of technology partners to improve your best practices and infrastructure. So you can get a hold of them at 888-599-4223. That's 888-599-4223. Check them out on their webpage, www.acetechadvisors.com. That's www.acetechadvisors.com. Or you can email them, sales@acetechadvisors.com. Check out my friend Lou DiMuzio and Ace Technology Advisors.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I gotta tell you, I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too, but I'm glad we are.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and life experiences come together through conversation, and it feels good.
Wow, your story is so...
Interesting?
Yeah.
When people actually sit down, talk, and listen to one another, they can break down boundaries and connect as human beings. At lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep, you can listen to amazing, life-changing conversations and find simple tools to start a conversation of your own.
I know one thing. This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together by having the courage to start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Whoa! Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woohoo! Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie. So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Don't spaz out because your team lost. Let Pete do it for you. Now, back to the Pete Sheppard Show.
So Utah's only top 25 win is against Arizona State without Sam Levitt. That's it.
And they got obliterated by Texas Tech. Miami doesn't have a bad loss like that. I get it. They lost to Louisville by 3 and Beck threw a bunch of picks. And they lost to SMU, who, by the way, now is in overtime at their field. And now they got to get a chance to play in the playoff.
Correct.
But somehow that was a bad loss. That's bullshit. I'm throwing up the U. I want them in just because I think they're talented. I don't know who
What
that
if
means.
that's the What if that's the 5-12? Miami at Eugene.
Oh, buddy.
Scott Van Pelt and Stanford Steve, a little podcast there talking about the U. And yeah, I think it could be very interesting if Miami gets in. They could be at Eugene, where Mario Cristobal coached at Oregon. Or even better, they could match up with Mississippi possibly. Wouldn't that be something? Got to get in first. But welcome back to the Pete Sheppard Show in the Coastal Sports Digital Network. And we'll find out the hypocrisy tonight. And I've just gone back and forth with a few Notre Dame fans. A couple have been rational. A lot of them are just, they're just over the top. They can't get over it. They can't accept the fact that Miami beat you. They cannot accept the fact that there are different standards held for Notre Dame as opposed to a lot of other teams. I don't understand if the committee puts Utah ahead of Miami this week, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to talk about style points first, and then they're going to say, and then what will happen is Miami's win by 17 wasn't good enough, but Vanderbilt's running up the score on purpose on Kentucky is good enough. I mean, Miami had to call the timeout with 30 seconds to go so they could win by 17. It was unnecessary. They were up by 2 scores for most of that game. Ridiculous. They have Cam Ward's played out of his mind the last 3 games. He's got 9 touchdowns and no interception. Not Cam Ward, Carson Beck. 8 or 9 touchdowns in the last 3 games. No interceptions. It's thrown for almost 900 yards. Yet style points got all you heard was Louis Riddick, who, by the way, unfortunately, is going to be doing the color commentating on ABC this week once again for the Miami Pitt game. How many times last week we talked about style points and this doesn't look good enough and everything else, but they never point that hard-hitting analysis at Utah. You didn't hear squat about Utah giving up 427 yards on the ground to Kansas State, a bad football team. They were down by 10 with 4 minutes to go. I couldn't believe that Kansas State blew that game, but they did. And if they ever put Utah in over Miami this week, and don't give me any bullshit about style points, because Utah should have dropped after that, because the way this committee thinks, that's what they think. That's a bad win for Utah. Now, again, from the get-go, I am not in favor of style points. I think it's completely unfair that Mario Cristobal felt the need to call a timeout and throw that last touchdown for style points. I feel the same way about what went on with Vanderbilt this week against Kentucky. And clearly style points count. Look at the Ohio State and Alabama wins this week. Okay? And normally, I mean, everybody's just trying to run up the score. The committee, the hypocrisy of the committee is they don't care about big wins, big scores. They do. They do. For Notre Dame, good losses are better than good wins. It's plain and simple. That's the narrative out there. And it's fact. I mean, just look at it. You know what? You tell a Notre Dame fan why they moved up after beating Boston College 25-10. They'll come back at you and say, well, we beat Syracuse by more than you did. Of course, what is that? That means nothing. You caught Syracuse we caught them on a bad day. We're a way better team. And you caught them on a worse day. We also beat NC State better than you beat. I mean, I don't get into that stuff. Yes, we did. Miami is one of the best teams in the country. They are playing great football right now, start to finish, offense and defensively. They are as powerful a football team, running the football and throwing the ball as anybody. And their defense is right up there with the top 3. They're going to have 7 or 8 guys on this team that are going the top 15 in the first round. Think about that. They got a bunch of players on this team. And Carson Beck, okay, maybe he's fallen out of the height. He's been outstanding the last 3 weeks. I mean, you know, Indiana goes into Penn State, barely wins. You got Utah giving up 427 yards on the ground. It's just absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The narrative that is given to, I mean, the way they treat Miami and the way they treat everybody else. I can't stand it. And you cannot tell me it's right. Then they had fucking Joey Galloway come on ESPN yesterday spewing his shit how the Miami Hurricanes weren't impressive, but doesn't bring up the Notre Dame BC, doesn't bring up Utah and K-State, doesn't bring up Vandy and Kentucky, doesn't bring up a whole bunch of Joey Galloway, take your Ohio State bullshit and stick it. Please. Please. These guys have such prejudices against certain schools. It's unbelievable. And I don't mean race. I mean just rivalry tough. I can't wait. God, I hope to God, please, Michigan, beat Ohio State this week. Please. 10-point underdogs at home. I think it's going to be a hell of a game. After Texas, I don't know if Ohio State has any impressive wins to me. I would love to see Miami's defense go up against that team. And I would love to see Ohio State's defense try to stop the Hurricanes. Who are they going to stop? Malachi Tony. Who are they going to stop with Fletcher and Pringle and Marion? Oh, man, I would love to see it. I would love to see that. A few weeks away probably for that. Oh, and by the way, ESPN, the college football playoff on ESPN yesterday or on Monday agreed to extend the deadline to determine if there'll be any change made to the playoff format for the 2026 year and beyond. The new deadline for completing the format and related structural decisions will move from December 1st to January 23rd of 2026. So they are going to, more than likely, as they should, expand this thing to 16 teams. I think that's the cutoff for me. I know the Big Ten is aiming for 24. I think that's too many. 16, I think, is a great cutoff. You're always going to have controversy no matter how many. In the NCAA, we went from 27 to 32 to 64, now to 68, and they're still bitching and moaning about the 68th and 69th team. I get that. I think 16 is plenty for the college football playoff, and hopefully they will get there in January. But hey, the bigger problem with the NCAA, they got to figure out this timeline about nil money, player signings, coaches leaving, this, blah, 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 blah. So this Lane Kiffin situation doesn't explode in their face. And he's got a $100 million deal on the board when you can factor in the $24 million he's going to have for staff and nil money and all that stuff. And he'll have to make a decision. The decision apparently is coming Saturday. I say it's coming out before then. Something's going to get leaked where he's either staying at Mississippi, going to Gainesville, going to coach the Gators, or going to go to LSU. All three offers, from everything I've seen, have been the same. Nobody can say carte blanche what Lane Kiffin is going to do. Nobody knows 100% for sure. I don't know. I think there's a 1 in 3 chance he'll stay at Mississippi. 33.3%. How about that? All right. Mario Cristobal yesterday talking about the upcoming game with, not only about his team, upcoming game with Pittsburgh. Here's the coach of the Miami Hurricanes. We're finding our rhythm offensively right now, and it's a combination of a lot of things, and he's a big reason why. And I mean, there's no substitute for repetitions, and but you know, we've never used it as an excuse. But would you love to have a spring with a new quarterback and a new system? Absolutely. Those things are hard to skip, and we overcame a lot of that, you know, in the early part of the season, but. Feel like just over time, the added reps, the familiarity with both our players, being connected to our players, both on and off the field, and then just repetition is leading to him playing some awesome football. And, you know, just judging from everything that we're seeing, we feel like it's only going to get better in the next several weeks as well. Yeah, hopefully there will be several weeks. Here is Mario Cristobal. More from him. He was just there talking about the offense and Carson Beck finding their rhythm again. You practice, you know, you meet, you say grace and give thanks for all the incredible opportunities that we have to be around. I mean, come on, man, this is, you got to have gratitude for what we have, where we are, the things we get to do and whatnot. And so after practice, you know, Thursday is always a day that when practice and meetings are over, that's the window or you get together, and this is one where we'll have our Thanksgiving luncheon here. You know, families are invited. I know that email's going out today, maybe it just did with this interview, but and then the guys that still want more, they're all welcome to our coaches' houses. Some guys would rather sleep. I remember my coach always said, "Come over for Thanksgiving." I'm like, "No, thank you. I'd rather take that time to, you know, relax." So. We want to make sure that family is always real first and foremost, but also that's time for space because Friday's pretty busy. You know, you get up, you come, you meet, you walk through, you're on a plane, you land, you get off, you eat, you walk through. So that's their time. So we're there for them if they want it. There's good food everywhere, but it's also it's really about being one to know, man. That's what everybody wants for Thanksgiving, right? That's what we all want. So that's a long answer for a short question, so which was playing on Thanksgiving Day. So what about playing in Pittsburgh? You're just very open and honest about it. You know, you're going up north. The temperature is different. It's November. This is football at its best, man, right? I mean, since the day you started watching football, you wish you could play in games like this, right? Up north, there's enough nowadays. I mean, it's not like you know, we're going to be on the same field playing a team that's dealing with the same conditions. And even though we're a different climate, it cannot and will not be a factor. There's between the gear that you use, between mentality and preparation, you know, that's part of ball, you know. So our guys are really excited for it, and that should override everything else. Going to be really interesting, and hoping the Canes can keep it going. And I know Pittsburgh last week beat Georgia Tech, and Georgia Tech went into that game thinking they could just walk on the field and win. Pittsburgh cannot do that. Anyway, here's more from Mario Cristobal. I think dancing during a timeout has nothing to do with performance and never will. I think the improvement in play has been a matter of confidence, execution, continued advancement, and evolving on offense as well. Getting a rhythm early, you know, when the ball gets to certain guys, it kind of ignites you a little bit. Guys get fired up. That's contagious. It, you know, it translates over to the defensive side of the ball as well and special teams. So I think sometimes that's like understood or perceived as just, you know, being overly loose. But, you know, that's, I wouldn't say that's it. Playing with confidence, having fun, playing fast due to working hard, but trusting each other, I would certainly say yes. I would agree with that part. Yes, sir. All righty, here is more from Mario Cristobal. And Bill Burke can join me in about 5 minutes or so. Here's more from Mario Cristobal. Now you have a full-speed Mark Fletcher. He got a lot of reps last week and looked really good. Ahmad is now healthy. Now he can go extended play. He got more snaps this last week. Certainly we expect OJ to be back, who's one of the better corners
in the country. CJ looks really, really good, so we think we're like right there with him. He got a few snaps last week. Really encouraged by David Blay today. You know, Wes went full speed last week, so it was his first week back. That's a lot of guys that are now getting healthier. That's an exciting, point of contention for us. We certainly want to get healthier and avoid as many injuries as you can. And we took a shot earlier this month, but we're on the mend. It's exciting.
Yeah, I hope the committee takes all of that into consideration as well as they should. Because this Miami team right now, they're starting to fire on all cylinders again. They're getting healthier and healthier on both sides of the ball. And they are tough. They have one of the best front sevens in football. And they have one of the best offenses when everybody's healthy in football. And they're back. They are absolutely, they're back. And big test this week in Pittsburgh, obviously. And I'm just wondering what will satisfy the committee? A 10-point win, a 2-point win, a 22-point win? I don't understand it. Just win the game. They still have a chance to make the ACC title game as well. But my gut feeling is tonight, because we're not at championship week yet, is that they'll keep Miami where they are. I'd be stunned if they moved up, but I think they'll keep them where they are in the 11th spot. And unless they really, really shoot themselves in the foot, which wouldn't shock me, put Utah ahead of Miami tonight in the college. But I don't know how you can do that. I don't know how. I really don't. I don't know how you can do that at this point. I'm waiting for the ginormous screw job next week, depending on what happens in this Pittsburgh game. And even if everything goes reasonably well, and they win the game by 13 points on the road at 35-degree Cruiser Stadium in Pittsburgh, I'm still not entirely convinced they won't screw them and drop them out. And I think it should be very difficult. It should be difficult to do that if they win by a couple of touchdowns against Pittsburgh. Even if I don't care if they win by a point. Real, I don't care. I'm so tired of the style points because it's not applied to every team. It's only applied to certain teams by this ridiculous committee. Ridiculous. Something that's not ridiculous, though, is Phil Castanetti's Sports World in Saugus, Mass. It's New England's place to buy or sell the finest in sports memorabilia. For over 35 years, Sports World has offered the finest in sports collectibles. So get on down here to Phil Castanetti's Sports World in Saugus. 184 Broadway. Call 781-233-7222 for more information. 781-233-7222 for more information. Sports World in Saugus. Be there. And for the best articles in audio, there's only one source that provides everything you need 365 days a year to satisfy your sports crave. It's Total Sports Prep. Staff combing through the best articles in audio so you don't have to. Sports and non-sports kicker stories will leave you laughing all day long. To get your free trial of Total Sports Prep, contact them. info@sportsbroadcastingcoach.com. That's info@sportsbroadcastingcoach.com. Total Sports Prep, the name says it all. All right, lighten things up a little bit here. As our buddy, my favorite comedian, who I've yet to speak to in person yet, but hopefully I am working on that. He is coming back to to Naples at Off the Hook Comedy Club on December 18th. That's a Thursday. From Naples and from Immokalee, our good friend of the program, even though he doesn't know that yet, Josh Prey. Now, those of you who know me know I binge watch a lot of TV, watch a lot of cooking shows outside of sports. But I just finished up the season-ending finale last night for Tulsa, Sylvester Stallone, which is awesome, absolutely awesome. Great episode, fantastic ending. Yep, great stuff. I won't ruin it for you guys. But I have not watched Outlander. Have you guys watched Outlander? I have not. But Josh Prey found out that this is going to be the last season for Outlander. And even though I can't play the video today because Angel Martinez is off, he's upset about it.
I need everybody to be quiet for a second. Everybody. I just got word that Outlander, the series that I've invested myself into over the last 5 years, is ending. It's over. It ain't no more. Like the writers just woke up this morning and said, hey, thank y'all for watching. This is season 8. It's over. It's final. Like, do y'all not understand? Can y'all not see that I might have serious abandonment issues? Like watching y'all time travel through rocks, get killed, stab, fall off horses, get back on horses, have kids having kids, then kids getting kidnapped, then going back through rocks. And y'all just like, nah, We straight. We got nothing else to tell y'all. What the f have became attached to Jamie and Claire in regards to Outlander? I've watched them survive war, history. Claire has survived things so powerful that I had to pause the TV and make sure it was okay to continue to watch the damn series. And now y'all want to tell me after season 8 it's over? No prequel, no midquel, no aftercut, no behind the scenes, no nothing? Ain't no season 9. What the to the writers of Outlander, the creator of it, you want me to just go back to watch normal people just talk about normal stuff? I don't watch people jump through magical rocks for 10 years. I don't watch people jump through magical damn rocks for 10 years, and you want me to go back to like reality TV? You motherfucker. I feel like I've been left in the 18th century, 17th century, 16th century, 15th century. I just feel like I've been left alone, cold, with no blanket, no Jamie, no Claire, no nothing. No rock to travel through. Might need a rock. To the writers of Outlander, y'all owe me something. Y'all owe me therapy. Y'all got to pay for something. When that final episode roll, I'm going to be on my couch. Don't talk to me. Don't say nothing to me. Don't breathe near me. No nothing. It's just going to be me and... I'm not handling this well. I'm not handling this well at all.
Now I feel like I have to go watch the series, Outlander. Is that an HBO Max thing? Must be. I have not seen Outlander, but now I feel like I might have to go watch it. It's absolutely hysterical. Oh, well. Bill Burke going to join me in just a minute here as soon as he logs on from the Eagle Tribune. In the meantime, do a little NHL recap last night here in case you missed it. Good night for both Florida teams. The Lightning get it done over the Flyers.
Not deep. 25 seconds remaining. Forster can't contain, and here's a chance to seal the deal. Kucherov in, puts it across. Brandon Hagel, empty net goal. That's gonna do it.
Yeah, Flyers couldn't get anything going. Vasilevsky had 20 saves last night. His first shutout of the year. Tampa Bay beats Philly 3-0. And as I said, Florida over Nashville 8-3. All right. Just like that. Bingo-wee. We welcome in for his weekly visit Bill Burke from the Eagle Tribune. Good morning, Billy. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving, if I forget to say it before the end of the show.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. Let's be honest, life, the best part of life is family, and there's no politics, religion. This is just all about being with the people you love. In the end, family, you can always, not everyone in your family, but family, you can always trust your family to be there for you, and that doesn't happen outside. And we find that out for a lot of people who are very successful early, and they see who their real friends are later. So Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
No question about it. Of course, the media brotherhood is always looking out for one another, and there's never any animosity at all. And we all just need each other to succeed. Has there ever been a business like ours where, you build people up? You build people up. It's like they did to the Patriots in 2000. Build them up, and then once they're there, you just want to tear them down.
Right.
Sometimes they deserve it.
It's brutal, though. No, it is. And I don't know, you're always looking for the story. And then when a team is really good, the story becomes when they're not good. So I think that's the problem. We're always trying to be different. And in the end, we're not different. We're all the same. And we all write about it. That's why I listen, negativity matters. And negativity might be the wrong word, but just emotion, caring, passion. But in the end, I think that's what we get lost in, and we don't look at things where the game ends, the world ends. Well, now the world isn't over. It's week 4 of the NFL season. He's not a bum. He played a bad game, but that's the way we are. And look. The Patriots now are, and I wrote this the other day. It's funny we're talking about this. The bar has been raised, so now disappointment comes in. They win a game ugly, and it was ugly. They had injuries. Drake May looked below average for him, and not
But,
everyone, but
let me say, but the second, I mean, he did in the first quarter. I think but I got to tell you, did I'm not blaming the Sun for both quarterbacks, but I had a hard time when I was watching with some people on Sunday. I had a hard time. We had big high def TV, 80 inches and everything. I couldn't find the first quarter or the first half of the first quarter. I couldn't see the ball. Every time they threw from the shadow into the,
right.
I couldn't see it.
That was hard.
I couldn't see it, and I don't know if Drake. I don't think Drake may or Flacco addressed it after the game, but clearly now I know Drake had his arm hit on the interception, the pick six. Yeah. Flacco had no idea Jones was where he was. I mean, he was right in the sun in that little strip on that stadium. It was a weird.
It is a weird stadium
because I had a hard time on television looking. I'm like, where the hell's the ball? I can't see it.
I don't want to say. I'm not saying he played badly. I'm saying
I know.
For his standard, and his standard now is MVP standard.
Yeah.
I think the MVP of the league, though, is Stafford. I think Stafford has sort of separated himself a little bit. But that being said, again, my point is, it's now like we're looking for the spot, the weaknesses, and there are weaknesses. But I'm going to say this: there's weaknesses literally with every team that's at the top, and maybe the Rams. Rams might be the best team. I think we're starting to see them come together. Their defense is better than I thought it was. Devontae Adams has added. I mean, he looks like a new receiver. I thought he was done. He looks like the old Devontae Adams from Green Bay.
Well, they were my Super Bowl pick to get there anyway. I had Baltimore, and I know Baltimore's played better lately. They now have the division lead. Something's not right with Lamar Jackson. He's more banged up than I think they're letting on, and we'll see when Joey Burrow starts for Cincinnati.
The problem is that division is really bad. And Pittsburgh every year is 5-2, and they end up 9-8 or 8-9, and that's Pittsburgh is who we thought they were. They are
right now. They're not in the playoffs. Pittsburgh will be out of the playoffs.
They're not. The only one team's making the playoffs in that division. That's the division winner. And look, the Ravens have played. I think they end up winning by 13, but they've played a lot of crappy
It was an ugly 13
here.
Against the Jets. It was an ugly 13.
And
I mean,
but
style points I don't get caught up in, but that was an ugly 13.
Right. And the one thing the Patriots were doing when they were playing crappy teams, they were beating the hell out of them early in the season. So that's the one thing the Patriots had going for them. So all I'm going to say is, so looking at the Patriots, my concern is they can't run the football. The running backs can't run the football. I'm not talking about running yards. I'm talking about hand the ball off and get 5 yards. They can't get 2 yards right now. Right now, Ramondre Stevenson looked like I don't know if it's him though. It probably is the offensive because he's getting hit right when he gets to the line. He's not even getting any.
Do we cut him a little latitude? Because I'll be honest with you. After talking to you and Hector Longo a couple of days after you, I was I mean Stevenson, Hooper, and Booty all played, and I didn't expect any of them to play. Really, I mean Stevenson maybe we have to cut. It's his first game back. Let's see what happens here. But against that Cincinnati defense, I agree with you. It's a little disheartening to see that they didn't come.
They can't run the football. They were inside the 5-yard line twice. Could not run the ball in. They tried. So that's a big concern. That's a very big concern going into the playoffs because you have to run the football with sustained success, not huge success. You have to be able to 3rd and 2, run the football and get a first down and extend the clock, extend the drive. And they haven't. That's the only thing they haven't proven they can do. Now I'm going to take the other side though. Here's what happens. They lose two left guard and left tackle.
Yeah, they lose Jared Wilson in the first series with an ankle injury, and then they lose Will Campbell with a knee injury in the third. I mean, that's huge.
You need other people to step up, and guess what? You have Marcus Jones, who picks off, who makes up for the pick six earlier, and then he gets a pick six of his own. You have Carlton Davis, and let's be honest, Carlton Davis hasn't played great this year, but in the fourth quarter, and again, it's a third-rate receiver he was covering, but he made 2 plays on the ball in the fourth quarter. And then your guy, Andy Bargalis, who's Pete. He's cutting the middle of the uprights. These are like...
I said it. He hasn't done nothing except hit the middle of the uprights since the Miami game where he botched the 2 extra points. He's been he's missed 1 field goal since then. He is money, baby. Money.
No, I'm telling you, Pete, it's like the ball comes off his foot. It's good. And I
Well, that's
haven't
what I
felt that
saw
way
down
around
here
here.
for many years. That's how he was down here, and his brother was almost just as good as him.
So what you have other areas, if those other areas can take care of business, if they don't miss any field goals, they're going to be in every single game. I don't care who they're playing or when they're playing, and if it's in February. If Borregales is making all his field goals, that's huge. So my point is, the Patriots. This happened. Hooper has made a couple of big plays this year. Matt Collins didn't do anything yesterday on Sunday, but he's made 4 or 5 big pass plays. He did 2 weeks ago. He's a Thursday night game against the Jets.
And Hunter Henry was great again, over 115 yards and a touchdown. I mean, they got a lot of weapons. Pop Douglas had a big third down catch as well.
So guys are making plays. Guys are making plays, and now it's on both sides of the ball. And it's funny. Vrabel said this before the game on Sunday. The defense we got to turn the ball over more. That's really what great teams do. If they do anything, they turn the ball over, and you know what they do? They not only do that, they run them in for touchdowns. So very good sign from Marcus Jones. Marcus Jones had another play where the ball went through his hands. He should have batted it away. It extended the drive there in the fourth quarter. But what the Patriots did against the Bengals, everyone is doing. Everyone is having these crappy looking wins. The Ravens have had them. The Kansas City Chiefs have had them.
But you know what? It was a trend Sunday. The only bad team that sucked, as continues to suck, is the worst team in the league is the Raiders. Look at the Shadur Sanders thing and his 11 of 20 and all that. Everybody else that was allegedly a bad team in the league played tough all the way around. The Giants played tough. Other bad teams played tough. Tampa Bay got beaten up badly in that game against.
Look, the Patriots, I think, exposed Tampa Bay. I think they finished Tampa Bay off. Tampa Bay was on a run until they faced the Patriots, in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, well, Baker getting knocked out of the game was not going to. That was it. It was over.
Yeah.
Terry Bridgewater.
But he looked bad. He didn't look good the whole game. And even before he got hurt. So
no, he's. I think the Buffalo game and the Patriot games back to back. I think just
took a
there's
lot
only
out
so
of
much he can do.
Yep. But that's who. Let's be honest. That's what I thought they were. I thought they're a third level team. They're like a barely a playoff team.
But
and that's
Tennessee played tough. Atlanta played tough. How about the shitty games this weekend? How'd you like to be at Hard Rock for New Orleans and Miami, or MetLife for the Jets? The Jets are hosting Atlanta. Oh my God!
Yeah, it's bad.
And last night's game was horrible too. That was a horrible.
Horrible.
Game.
So Pete, I've said this before. This NFL's not that good this year, and that's why my expectations for the Patriots are they can beat anybody, and they really can, and they could win a Super Bowl. I would not say this. And last year when we had Kansas City, Baltimore, and Buffalo, 3 elite teams in the AFC, and I know KC had their struggles, but they ended up strong. There's none of that this year. There's not one team. Denver, I think, is a good team. They are. I think they're a good team. Indianapolis, I told you, Pete, they have 7 tough games. Now it's 6 tough games. They don't have a gimme. Indiana's they're going to lose 2 or 3 more games. So they're not the threat. The threat, in my opinion, is
finally won. The Chiefs' first win in a 1-score game was Sunday against the Colts.
Right. But look, give Kansas City credit. That's the way they play football. They've been doing this for 2 years. Every game comes down to the end, and he makes a play, and they usually win. The only game they didn't win was Denver. So, listen, Baltimore and Kansas City, they're now lingering again. They look like they might not make the playoffs. I know KC technically is out right now. I see them making it. I see them.
Well, Ravens record-wise are playing well. Obviously, they've overtaken, and I thought they would. I thought they're gonna win the division. Lamar Jackson doesn't look healthy.
Nope.
And maybe he will. I mean, it's going to be an interesting game coming up when they host Cincinnati and Joey Burrow's back. And Chris Canty this morning on Sportsman, like a 3-8 Bengal team. I still think that Joey Burrow they can get to the playoffs. What?
Zero chance.
These people on national TV that come up with these stupid, idiotic theories, hot takes. It's moronic.
I'm done with Cincinnati.
The Bengals are going nowhere.
Yeah, I'm done with them as an organization. I think they're going to have to retool this again, and I'm done with their coach. They had a window, and they got a little cocky. And Joe Burrow, I'm sort of I've come off the shine is worn off in him. I think he's a great passer. I don't think he's a great leader. I think the Bengals are the Bengals, and with this ownership group, this is who they've been. This up and down. When they have their decent years. They had their 1 year. Look, they were at the Super Bowl. They could have won the Super Bowl. Probably should have won the Super Bowl. And so I'm off them, and I'm off on.
The organization has become a laughing stock.
It is a laughing stock.
They'll tell you that it's crazy.
Everything is money, and everything. There's always a problem with money every year with a couple of players. And I know they paid the wide receivers, but 2 wide receivers shouldn't be the highest paid players on your team. I know they paid, obviously gave him a 1-year deal, Henderson. But I'm talking besides Joe Burrow. I'm not. Since he's done, I think they're going to get a new coach. I think they need a new general manager. I think they need a whole new system, and so I'm not even worried about them anymore.
They don't even have a GM. They have a de facto GM that's there. That
who
doesn't
reports
really
to the owner, and he makes.
Real quick though, back to the Patriots about Jared Wilson and Will Campbell. Was Will going to go on? Both of them, I'm assuming, will not be available for the next.
No,
assuming next month, at least a month.
I don't know, a month. Yeah, it'll be about a month. So here's the deal, and again, if they can win all the games they're supposed to win and lose just to Buffalo and Baltimore, if they did just that, I think that's going to be the number 1 seed. I think that gets them the number 1 seed. Now, if they win one of those games, they're guaranteed of winning the number 1 seed.
And I think they will. I think they will win one of that. I think they'll beat Buffalo again.
So the key is
when the Bills come to Foxborough, I don't know what they're going to be. I don't know what they're looking like. They are a team in complete disarray.
Yep.
Absolutely. And now they all have poopy pants because they're looking up to a 2.5 game deficit on the Patriots. They had their window closed. Sorry.
I don't know if it's closed.
It's closed.
I just think they need a few more players. I can't believe you don't have any wide receiver. You didn't get a wide receiver, a number 1 wide receiver for this quarterback. I don't believe it. And but that being said, Pete, you're back to the Patriots.
Yeah.
Milt Williams is going to be back. I think these 2 offensive linemen.
When's Williams coming back?
He's going to be back. He's scheduled to be back for the Jet game, which is the final final home game.
No, Miami's the final home game, right?
It's in New York. Sorry, it's the Jet game. It's December 28th, I think. And these 2 offensive linemen, I think, could be back for the final game against Miami. Which, if they have a bye, okay, now we're talking. They'll be very, very healthy. That's why the number 1 seed is important, Pete. And I'll say this again. They can't lose these games. They have to win, and that's where. But I agree. I think they have enough players that are making plays where they forget about style points right now. We have to throw that out the window. They're going to play the Giants on Monday night. I'm assuming the Patriots take care of business there. Like a 27-17.
I think Jameis Winston will have his 3 interceptions. He'll have 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He'll throw for 300 yards, and the Giants will lose by double digits.
They're leading every team in the 4th quarter and blowing leads, and they're still doing it. It's amazing.
From a media standpoint, they got the Giants on Monday night, and then on the 14th, and I guess they got to make a decision here. I think the Patriots-Bills game is getting flexed out from 1 o'clock. I don't think that's going to be a 1 o'clock game.
Yeah.
That's either going to give you 4:25 or move to Sunday or Monday night.
I think it's too late to be moved to Sunday night. I think it can be flexed.
No, you got 2 weeks. It's not. They're still within the. They still can do it, I believe.
Okay.
And then they're at the Ravens at 1 o'clock. That game, one of those games, the Bills and the Ravens, one of those games is getting flexed. Both of them are 1 o'clock games. There's no way they're staying at 1 o'clock with those 2. There's no way.
As someone who's going to be working the game, I love 1 o'clock games.
I know you do.
But
I like 4:25 games. Now that I don't have to be there and do post game shows, I like the 4:25 game because it gets me my red zone time for 3 hours, and then I can drink and eat and pacing myself. I know what needs to be done.
Patriots are in position, Pete. They've done everything they're supposed to do. They got out alive. They suffered 2 injuries. They're going to have to figure that out. The offensive line is now a little bit of an issue. So you got Vidarian Lowe, Ben Brown. They're going to have to.
Please don't say that name. Please don't say Vidarian Lowe. I know it. I still can't believe he's on this team, but I trust Vrabel because last year I would have cut him after week 2. I mean, he was awful.
Yeah, well, he was playing right tackle. I mean, they were playing him out of position here. He's too slow. But it looks like. Again, they're going to be healthy enough to, and look, they get to remember you get 2 weeks off after this game. So before the Bills game, so they get their bye. It's late. I think it's the latest bye of the season. So
Well, it certainly is in the division. That's for damn sure. Yes. So they play the Giants
So-
and then 13 days till they play the Bills.
and I'm not saying luck per se, but that's pretty good luck here that you get this game, then you get 2 weeks to prepare for Buffalo and get healthy. And I'm not I'm talking Nixon, the Austin Hoopers and guys like that who have been had some had some nagging injuries here. So I am I'm very impressed. I did not walk away from the game. I did not walk away from the game on Sunday saying, "Oh, the Patriots are in trouble." Obviously the record is great, 10-2. They're only team with 10 wins, but they do have some warts. They need they need to run the ball better. So they have to figure. Maybe that's what they do for the Giant game. They focus on ball control, and you want to win the game first.
Well, the problem is with that game, the Giants, unfortunately, screwed the Patriots by firing Shane Bowen yesterday and not waiting until after the Patriots win on Monday night. Because that was a sieve defense, and he should have been fired like 5 weeks ago.
Bad.
But look, it's not that one guy's going to come in and change everything. So the Patriots should win that game by double digits. They really should. Shouldn't be an issue at home against the Giants.
I agree. And what is it? What's the spread, Pete?
6, I believe. Hang on.
Yeah. But listen. Last night, I thought Carolina was going to give San Francisco a problem, and I was depressed at how
they
bad
should. They could have. How about that play calling that led to the interception in the end zone? That was just an ugly, horrible game. If it wasn't for McCaffrey, it wasn't worth watching. I fell asleep in the second half.
Yeah.
But McCaffrey was the only thing that was clicking. There was 2 touchdowns and 5 interceptions combined. Brock Purdy sucked.
Yeah.
He really did. He was awful. I actually thought Mac Jones might come in and finish the game at some point.
Maybe he's a little rusty because he threw balls that he normally doesn't throw. Like he was throwing balls late, and guys were cut. Was open. He didn't throw it. He's covered. He throws it. He did not look great. And
7.5, by the way. Sorry, Patriots.
What is it?
7.5.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I don't touch that spread because they're not right now. The way the team is constituted, I think it's going to be a low scoring game. And 27-20, maybe 27-17. It's a spread. I'd rather
46.5. So it's hard to figure out the NFL anyway. It's very, very difficult. It all depends. Like I could see Jameis Winston not throwing 1 but 2 pick sixes. Like I could see that. Yeah. I could also see him throwing for 3 touchdowns. But the Patriots still win by 10.
Yep.
Because I don't think the Giants are going to be able to stop the Patriots at all. I really don't, unless the Patriots shoot themselves in the foot. With turnovers.
It's crazy. You look at the NFL. You see Dallas come back and beat Philadelphia. It was in Dallas. They got some momentum, and Philly's I've said this all year. They have problems in inner turmoil. Obviously, it starts with the wide receiver.
Get AJ Brown. AJ Brown. I'm starting to come around on his side. The problem is the offensive coordinator, Kevin Catullo. He is awful. You talk about firing somebody, that guy needs to go. His play calling is absolutely atrocious. How the hell? I sound like Mickey from Rocky. How the hell, after a 21-0 lead for Philadelphia, you run the ball? You know how many times they ran the ball after that lead?
Yeah.
In the whole game?
Not many,
Take a guess. How many times did they run the ball after
12
being
times.
9.
Yeah,
9 times, Mrs. Bueller. 9. That is ridiculous. You got Saquon Barkley out there with 22 yards on 10 catches. Are you serious? You got the best running back in the league, him and Kingham or Taylor, and that's the play. But this has been going on with the Eagles.
But Pete, you mentioned Saquon Barkley. He's not Saquon Barkley. He doesn't look like it. He looks like.
Look at the play calling. I know the offensive line for Philly is not as good as last year, but the play calling, they have put him in. When they give him the ball to try to run, it's inopportune times, and then they don't give it to him. They only rushed the ball 9 times, and he didn't get all 9, by the way. Jalen Hurts was the leading rusher on the team. The play calling for Philadelphia is atrocious. You should have won that game 42-10. You had Dallas on the road, 21-0 at their place when Dak Prescott was 21-2 against the NFC East, and you jump out to a 21-0 lead, and your game plan at the end, at the second half, you don't score for the last 40 minutes, and you only run the ball 9 times.
Right.
Get the fuck out. You'd be gone.
Philly doesn't look good though, Pete. They just don't look. They're not as dominant as they've been.
Their defense is fine. I think their defense overall has been fine. But
Good now, the defense?
offensively, yes, offensively there's no question there has been a problem. But some of it's AJ Brown, yes. But I am telling you, it's the offensive coordinator that is the biggest problem on that team. He's got to go. They keep doing this. He keeps calling plays like that the rest of the year. They're going to be in serious trouble. But
I'm with you, Pete. But I'll say it. The Rams. I think the Rams right now, and it's everyone else. And the Patriots are in the everyone else category. And I even with the injuries, even with their inability to run, because of the quarterback, because of the playmakers. And last year, Pete, I didn't use that word playmaker because there wasn't a playmaker last year. Now there's like 7 guys that are making plays. Pop Douglas, every game he's making that one play a game. That's big. Mac Hollins making plays. Marcus Jones, who's one of my favorite players, hasn't really done much lately on the return game, but making plays. And that's what it's about now.
How about Kyle Williams? I think he only had 1 catch, but it was a big catch when he made it.
So you get that guy in open space.
I know.
He's strong and he's fast. But, then you see he just looks like out of sorts. He's not in the right spot sometimes. But he's showing that if he gets the ball anywhere in space, it's over. I mean, no one's catching him. And he was brought down. It was a great tackle because he gets away from him. I think he might even take it to the house from there.
I agree. I think you're right. Great point. I thought the same thing. No question about it.
Look, Booty looks good. He's back, and when I say looks good, just he extend because they haven't had that deep guy, that deep threat. And Booty is a threat now. That opens up a little of the middle. Hunter Henry,
phenomenal game. Phenomenal
he deserves
game.
it. The fact that this guy has just withstood the belt, he's been through all the ups and downs, mostly downs, and very positive influence. I'm a big Hunter Henry fan.
I am too. If there's like the 13, like the Red Sox give out the 10th player award, the Bruins give out the 7th player award. This guy deserves the 13th player award. If I'm him, I just. My heart sank when I saw Campbell put the towel over his head. I think I felt so horrible during that injury and stuff. And then,
but MCL isn't bad. It's not the ACL, and it is an MCL injury. So that's 3 weeks, 4 weeks. He can be back from that. That's
and if Williams comes back before that helps a lot too. I mean, on defense anyway. That's a huge. That's huge. The Shedeur Sanders thing. It just cracks me up when guys like him are a lightning rod. I don't mind that he's a little cocky. I wish him well and all that stuff. People made it a race issue already. Oh, Stefanski didn't. I just went back and watched the video this morning again. When Dylan Gabriel won his first game, he didn't mention Dylan Gabriel. He didn't give Dylan Gabriel a game ball.
But guess what? Mike Vrabel didn't give it to
Drake May either. I know.
Drake May had to earn his game ball. It took 5 wins to get it.
All right. So they're saying he was 11 of 20, 1 touchdown, 1 interception against the worst team in the league. Now, reality is going to be a big-time reality check this week when San Francisco, even though it's a short week and they're coming to the road. Okay, let's see, Shedeur Sanders, what you do against that defense. And there's look, I don't expect him to do well. He's a rookie. I don't expect him to do well against teams like this. I think it'll be a low-scoring game, but I think San Fran wins by double digits. Then I don't care what their defense is. They're not stopping McCaffrey. It ain't going to happen unless.
I don't like hearing Shedeur though say, "All right, now we're going to see what happens when I get the."
I know it's stupid.
Don't promise anything. Don't promise anything.
If they played San Francisco last night in San Francisco, how do you think that would? He's going to get pounded this week against San Francisco. They're going to come after him.
Robert Sala's a great defensive.
He is, and I'm not saying there's not many rookie quarterbacks that could come in and do well against San Francisco. I don't care where they're playing; it ain't going to happen. If people out there think he's going to light up the 49ers, people are high. You're on drugs. It's not going to happen.
Let's blame ESPN. ESPN's they've been pushing this on us. They push it through the draft. And it's all I don't even listen to it. So when it comes on, when they talk about Shedeur Sanders, I don't listen to it. Now I'll see come across Twitter because Twitter's basically what I'm not on Instagram and all those stuff. I'll see a couple of quotes, I'll see a couple of comments, and then I go, I can't listen to this anymore. I
do. I feel the same way.
The guy's an average player right now. Maybe he does have athleticism. He does have a really good arm, but he has
I don't
done
know if he's
nothing.
average right now. I don't know if he's average or above average I have no. I have no idea.
Right.
He lights up San Francisco. I will be beyond impressed. I
Right.
think he's going to get his butt kicked. I think that game is going to be similar to what we saw last night, 20-9, something like that. And I think his numbers will be not good at all. And
Pete,
the
I'm
people
taking
people
over.
have put him up on a pedestal. I can't wait till next Monday when all of a sudden. But for those people that have him on a pedestal, he could throw for 95 yards and
Right.
4 interceptions, and they still have him on a pedestal. Won't matter.
I know. So,
Won't
but
matter.
so I don't listen to those people because it's not. It's really they're more a political. They're talking politics.
Yeah.
I'm talking football. He's
Yeah.
average, and I think he's average.
How was he? I don't even know. Why is he at? Was that an average? Was that an above average performance
No,
that
it
he
was
had?
average. It was average. He
Against
did
the
okay.
shittiest team in the NFL? It was okay at best.
Right.
Okay at best.
Yeah, the best rookie in the team is their running back. That's not him, you know.
Yeah.
So, look, I'm if I'm a betting man, I'm betting over 2 interceptions on Sunday. If I was a betting man, there.
Now, I'm betting about 4. I'm betting over 3 sacks on Sunday too. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't really get much pressure, surprisingly, from Max Crosby.
Raiders. I know, but
Yeah.
Crosby's not had a great
No.
year either. Nothing.
They're a
It's
mess.
not-
They're a complete mess. They fired Chip Kelly
Chip
and
And
Pete,
Olsen's going to call. Pete Carroll's going to go.
Pete Carroll is in over his
I
head.
don't know how Tom Brady and company can keep that guy on. It's Pete Carroll.
So
They
Pete
gotta-
Carroll, remember his first job he coached for the Jets for 1 year, and they fired him. Me, he's gone after this year. I'm bringing in a whole new system. I'm going a great college coach or I want a complete program rerun there in the Raiders because I like when the Raiders are good. I like despising the Raiders. I always have, and I don't care about them. So.
But it's also where that field where they play in Las Vegas, that's nothing like the Black Hole. It's not even close. It's not intimidating at all. It's almost playing like on a neutral field.
Yep.
You know what it's like in LA. All the visiting teams have more fans against the Rams and the Chargers. And Vegas, that is not a true home field.
Because Pete, they're giving tickets to the people that are at the casinos and families, and not the families. They're giving. This is like there's a high roller end of the stadium, so it's not true Raider fans who were crazy. Let's be honest. The Black Hole was crazy.
Before I let you go, how big is Thanksgiving football still in Massachusetts? Big,
it's big.
Still? Yeah.
It's big.
The Fenway games this week too, right? A few teams playing at Fenway Wednesday or Thursday. Or both?
Every year it's Wednesday, the night before, and that's a great take. In fact, college players they had college games there. Holy Cross played on.
The Fenway Bowl too coming up.
Yes, the Wasabi Bowl, I think it's called.
Yeah.
No, it is big, and it's the last. So football, the great sport. The great thing about football is it is the ultimate team sport. These kids are together, a month before the season. They're in double sessions. I know that probably the rules have been laxed a little bit, so they're not doing triple sessions in 200 degrees and not drinking water. But the football practice, the schemes. Coaches are away from their families literally for 4 months, 5 months. They're after a game, they're out with coaches. They're looking at film on Sunday mornings, Saturday mornings. So for me, I like that the investment is there from the players and the coaches, and it's the best game. It's a Super Bowl. It's the one time everyone gets their Super Bowl, and even if you're 1-9, you do get that one game. And I went to Quincy High School, and for me, the North Andover, the North Quincy game was the ultimate.
Of course,
it was the absolute best. I didn't care. I just wanted to win that game, and that's what this is about. That's why it's all about winning. It's not about parents and having stats. It's about winning and leaving. For a senior, this is it. This might be the last time, other than playing slow pitch softball, you're ever going to play a sport. And that's 95% of the kids on the field. The rest of them might play college football. So it's. You asked if it's big. It is still big. It doesn't. We're not talking 10,000, but we're talking 4,000 fans, 5,000 fans. The excitement is still there.
Absolutely. I got a shout out to my Bishop Hendricken High School Hawks. They won yet another state championship, beating LaSalle, coming from beating them 13-3. the other night. Keith Croft has done one of the best high school coaches, I think, in the country. And you look at the championships that they've won, the D1 talent they provided, the NFL talent that has come out of that school the last few years is phenomenal. But the one thing I miss in broadcasting the most is calling Thanksgiving Day games.
Yeah.
For many years in Rhode Island, I did West Warwick Coventry, which is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Narragansett, South Kingstown, from Meade Stadium a couple of years in a row,
Mm-hmm.
one time in a blizzard. It was unbelievable. And Fitchburg, Leominster, when I was working out in Central Mass before I got to.
Hey, that's a big one, Pete.
Oh, my God. It's one of the biggest in the state.
Yeah, people
and
don't
that
realize how big that is.
Oh, man. It was so much fun. It was always freezing. We never had a mild Thanksgiving when I was living out. This is like 89, 90, 91. Those 3 years doing that game was so much fun. You talk about 4,000 or 5,000 fans. 4,000 or 5,000 fans betting on the game. It was unbelievable. The side stories I used to hear. I mean, but it was that was a huge. It still is. It still is a huge. That's what I miss. I miss working on Thanksgiving Day. I did
So the
do
big game in the state on Thanksgiving is it's St. John's Prep and Xaverian, and guess what? They're playing each other in the Super Bowl as well. So they play.
Oh
they
my
play
God!
Thanksgiving in the
Really?
Yeah, that happened.
When did that ever happened?
That happened 2 years ago. Same thing.
Oh, boy.
And it's happening again, or 2 or 3 years ago. So, what do? Do you want you want to win Thanksgiving because you want to win the conference? Both teams are like 3-0 in the conference because there's like only five schools. So you want to win the conference because you can put that's on your your little jacket, and then you want to win the Super Bowl. And Xaverian's 2-time defending champion in the Super Bowl. So. A lot of
this is like the Michigan-Ohio State thing. Michigan's beaten Ohio State 4 straight years, but Ohio State won the national championship last year, and they're still pissed because they lost to Michigan.
Right.
And I think they're going to lose again this week. By the way, on Saturday, I think Ohio State's going to lose to Michigan. But so, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Is it
so we got the feast? We also got the Feast of Five, which we're sort of sponsored. It's a big road race, biggest road race in New England on Thanksgiving.
What, North Andover?
So it's in Andover. Now, I don't know if it's the biggest. Manchester, Connecticut has a big one as well. But it's a big race. Dave McGilvery, the Boston Marathon race director for years, he's been coordinating this for 20-something years. It's a 35-year-old race that he took to another level. It's they get about 6,000-7,000 runners.
That's great.
Again, it's one of the most festive atmospheres I'm around, and it's because everyone's excited. It's early in the morning. It's chilly. There's music. We got all the Danny Roach, a lot of dignitaries here. Jerry Callahan. They're
running in it.
Well, Jerry used to. Then he moved to Boston, but he I don't know if he's still coming up for it. But Matt Damon's run it. Oh, Zdeno Chara, by the way, is running it.
You can't miss him. It's like watching Godzilla come run down the street.
I mean, Zdeno's a great story. He
climbed Mount Kilimanjaro back in the day. Yeah. So I mean, the guy's an unbelievable
now is he's turned into the triathlons and the Ironman. So he's dedicated. Now, I ran a race. Dave McGilvery did a race at Medford for his high school and raised money for the Run Medford Run. And we had a celebrity run a mile. And he ran. He's the only one. Everyone stopped at a mile. He just kept going. But he runs like he doesn't look like a 6'9" guy. He runs like a 6'2" guy. Very put together. He's one of the nicest guys too, Pete.
Absolutely,
one of the nicest Hall of Famer. He's going to be his number's going to be retired for the Bruins soon. So that's a big event for us.
Are you running in it? Are you running in it?
No, I usually cover that. That's sort of my gift to the staff. They go to the games and I do the Feast of Five. So
nice.
And I'll do a page one piece, and then we'll do a big thing on all the runners inside. And
then what happens? So how early in the morning? 7, 8? We're talking.
No, the race. Yeah. So there's a kids race. 7:45 that's all kids. 750 kids come, and they call it it's like a for the 4 and 5 year olds they do 100 yards. A little older they'll do 200 yards, and then the older kids do 1 kilometer. Again, it's classic family. There's some kids crying. There's parents yelling. There's parents running with their kids. That's an even separate event. Great event. In fact, So look, it's my favorite day.
What about? Is there any conflict with the football games going on and people want to run
the road race is 8:30. Road
Yeah.
race is 8:30. It's over by 9. It's over by 10, really. Football games start 10. There's a football game in Andover. They usually wait 15 extra minutes for the running crowd to come. And this year it's North Andover at Andover, big rivals. And the road race is probably a mile from where it ends, maybe 2 miles to where the high school is. So a lot of people will go there. The moms will go home and cook the turkeys, and then everyone comes home after the game.
Right. So what are you guys doing after your race?
I got 10
home?
people.
You got 10 people coming over the house? Yeah.
We got 10. Usually it's bigger. So my son Max is
Mm-hmm.
in Puerto Rico playing in the Puerto Rican Winter League.
Oh.
Playing on Alex Cora's team, Caguas.
Wow.
And so he's not here for Thanksgiving. Last Christmas, he was on the same team. We went there for Christmas, but I think he's going to be home for Christmas. But he got engaged in July. His fiance, I think, they're planning on coming to our house for Christmas. But we'll be in touch. We'll FaceTime and do everything. They're off on they only get 1 day off, so he can't come home. There's not enough time.
What are you cooking? I know you got the race and all that stuff.
So no, we got it. We do the turkey and we do a tenderloin, a big tenderloin.
Yep.
And
I like
and
that.
we got a couple of football players. My nephew, left tackle, all league, Liberty League up at Union. He's
Sweet.
coming up, 250 pounds, St. John's prep kid.
Wow.
We have to get like half of a tenderloin for him. So it's good. It's all my wife's family. My brother comes over, and then we do my sort of family on Christmas. So
that's good. Yeah, you got to rotate. That's awesome. Bill, man, thanks so much. And
hey, have a great Pete. I want to
we'll
wish
talk
everyone
next
out there happy Thanksgiving. I want to wish it to you and your family. You're a great guy.
you.
I have a lot of fun
Thank
doing
you.
this. And look, we're gonna have some fun here in the next couple of weeks. We got some Red
Absolutely.
Sox stuff that's I think going to break in the next couple of weeks as well. So
I hope so for the better. But we'll maybe talk next Tuesday. I know it's a late game, Monday night game, but maybe a week from today at the same time.
Okay.
If you're available.
I'll do it.
If you can get some sleep.
I do. Listen, no, I'm up early. I'll do it.
Okay.
So I'll plan to do this next Tuesday. So
All
I'll be
right,
around
awesome.
after the Patriot game.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving to you
All
and
right.
your awesome family.
Same to you,
That's
Pete.
great. Take care.
Take care.
There we go. Just like that. Bill Burt from the Eagle Tribune. Outstanding. Great stuff. And I feel a little bit better about the injuries to the Patriots. All right. That is about going to do it for us and for me. Angel Martinez hopefully will be back tomorrow. Got a big show coming up tomorrow. My Yo Show. Those of you who know me for years, I do the Yo Show on Wednesday with Yo, not Gobble Gobble. Yo. Good or bad, you get a Yo. There's good Yos and there's bad Yos. Like Stephen A. gets a bad Yo. 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 Others get good Yos. Drake made good Yo. Stephen A. bad Yo. You know how it goes. All right, what's some closeout music? Let's see. All right, let's do this. All right, we'll close with this, shall we? Little Frankie Valli for you. I'm Pete Sheppard. Thanks to Bill Burt. Angel should be back tomorrow morning. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 in the a.m. Lots of pigskin picks, NFL and college football news for you as well. Have a great and safe Tuesday, everybody. See ya.